Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with this French campaign, now French Revolutionary campaign. So maybe I should just say, welcome back to the revolution. It's taken me quite a while since last time I saw you. We were at 1789, now it's 1796. But it's taken me so long to set up my revolutionary armies because the only place where I can recruit the Republican infantry is in Paris. And there is also where I can recruit the demi-brigades. But during these 7 years, I've been able to set up 7 full-stack armies. So that's 40 units in these 7 armies. We've got 2 currently in Brussels, Flanders. So we got 2 up here. They're all the same. They're all exactly the same. They've got the exact same build-up for each army. So it's 6 of the Revolutionary Cavalrymen, 5 of these 18-pounder horse guard artillery. Then we've got 10 demi-brigades. And if I count this right, that means that it should be... let's see. One of these rows is 10. So it's 18. It should be 18 Republican infantry. So that's all the armies. So we got 2 up here in Flanders. We currently got 2 in the Strasbourg region. And then we got 3 down here. Because here is where I'm planning to start. We're going to start small. We're going to test out the ability of these armies. I'm not going to go head first into butting head with any of the major empires here. So we're not going to, stab Spain in the back, even though that's probably going to come. We're going to go to Italy first. Once we're done with Italy, then Germany is next. But I want to try and avoid as much as possible, open up a front towards, some of the major empires to start with anyways. Although I'm sure it's going to spiral out of control pretty quickly. Currently I've got 4.8 million in reserve, so whatever happens, there's no... I mean, they could literally, take out all my economy. I'll still be able to live on for quite some time. Now we do have quite the upkeep for the army, 200,000 and 71,000 for the navy, totaling in 270,000. So I mean, we would run out eventually, but I could run plenty enough turns just on the wealth that is stored. And we have to remember also that while most of this conflict will probably take part in Europe, because when it comes to North America, that is mostly secured. Like, it's split between me and Spain, so unless I go to war with Spain, then North America is safe and it's going to bring in the revenue. Same with India. India is being taken over, and as it's been sitting, the Persians don't look to be, particularly interested in attacking me, because they've got their own problem. They've had revolution after revolution try to break them down here. Also, a little bit of a thing, the Ottomans decided they wanted to do a trade. So we have traded Armenia for Palestine. So now we hold Palestine instead. Which... I don't know why they wanted that trade, but yeah, I got Jerusalem instead of Armenia. I'm still converting Armenia into Catholic, so causing problem. Ottoman Empire, currently we're actually allied with the Ottomans, but that is just out of convenience because I wanted to, they were giving me a territory. Also, in terms of people giving territory, the Prussians seem dead set on giving me Lithuania. They want to give it up. However, they want 200,000 in expenditures for it, which I don't see as that's not a gain. Like, I would get border with Russia, could start a war there, not something I want to go into. So no, I don't want Lithuania, but they desperately, I guess, don't themselves want a border with Russia. No one. I mean, no one in their right mind wants a border with Russia. Russians are awful. With also that, the Polish Lithuanians have been begging me to make them into a protectorate. And, you know, they basically want to give up everything for... They want a few technologies in return, but they want to become a protectorate of mine. But that also would bring me into conflict with the Russians, and we're trying to avoid that. So for now, the Poles unfortunately have to succumb. Now, holy shit, what old royal cannon. Holy crap, these guys have been building up. They're ready to take on the Russians, or at least somewhat. It's all militia, but holy crap. Old royal cannon, 64 pounders. How many is it in one of those batteries? Who knows? I mean, those cannons might seem impressive, but most of their infantry is actually militia, which is pretty poor and not going to do a lot. Got a lot of cavalry, but thing is, the Russians, some unit in their army is unstoppable. They keep running over everyone. So I'm not entirely sure what to do there. Anyways, with all of that said, the revolution must go on, and we need to put all the lands under the revolution. And we're going to start with Savoy, the first in our series of Italian wars. As we're going to start with Savoy, we're going to go on to Genoa, and then Venice, then the Pope, and we're also going to take Corsica then, because that is part of Genoan territory. I'm hoping to avoid fighting their navies, but that might come. The Maltese are probably safe. They got like 3 full stacks stationed here. So that's a lot of troops. That's a lot of troops. That's 60 units, if I count that right. Anyways, with that said, here goes nothing. Now the Savoy are allied with Genoa and Spain. Now I don't think Spain is going to join them, because Spain is allied with me. So at the least they will break my alliance. But I don't think Spain is going to go to war with me over Genoa. It could be the case, in which case the focus of the war and the focus of all my armies need to switch, as we need to pull these 4 down to go into mainland Spain, take that over, which I don't think should be that big of a deal. Then we need to go on and take over all their European holdings. Once all the European holdings are gone, oh well, they hold a lot here as well, damn it. But once that is gone, all of America should fall to revolution, so we shouldn't have to deal with a lot here. But there's definitely going to be kind of a front here. Now we do have an army all the way out here. I decided to attack over here. I decided to consolidate, and I also want to test out a thing, because I noticed that the natives here had done the exact same thing as the Maltese had done, where they've placed like armies inside the town like that. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure that's a bug which locks the armies there, so they're not actually useful. And that's what I found out by attacking the Black Hills. Also, the Black Hills were very... This is such a colonialist way to look at it, but they were very poor, mismanaged. I don't know what it is about the way the AI runs these areas, but the wealth keeps going down, and like they usually also have problem with growth rate, because they're overtaxing to compensate for the fact that there's no wealth growth there. So I mean, this province was down to I think 120 wealth just a few turns ago, and we've been able to turn it around. Horrible way to look at it, given that we just subjugated a native people. And yeah, But yeah, we're gonna subjugate a lot more people to bring them the revolution. With all of that said, it's time to declare war on Savoy. The old king must go. They are a kingdom. Yeah, absolute monarchy. Absolutely must go. Only republics may stay. Oh, do you know as a republic? Okay, so not all republics may stay. Ireland can stay. Ireland is a republic that can stay. Venice is not a republic and can stay. Possibly if I let them come back as my vassal, but the thing is you can't really do that in the same way as you can do in Napoleon. I like the fact that you can sort of release nations in Napoleon as vassal states, which I would have loved if someone were able to mod that or transfer that into Empire. So I could have these docile states that do as I please. The megalomaniac that wants to rule the world. But enough talking, we need battles, right? So I will say this, we'll just not cancel trade, we just go directly to war. I'm not gonna bring anyone in here, I don't want anyone else to mess with here, and I don't want to break up my alliances or whatever. Okay, so Spain broke the alliance. Okay, so they are no Ooh, Spain joins the war. Unexpected, but maybe not, because I am, after all, a revolutionary state. Ooh, the Russians really hate us. 450 minus. Oh, they got a pretty... not pretty... I meant as like a pretty new, because they've had... I think she had 2 stars, I can't remember her name. Now they got like a pretty good king. Piotr II. That's horrible. Horrible bastards. Right, the Spanish are still really friendly with me. Do I want to go in with... I was hoping to do a limited Italian war. Genoa joined in, so we... Well, you know what? Lombardy, we want to take all of that, right? We can do a few turns of war against the Spanish. Well, first of all, we need to... Ooh! Look at the speed in which we can move here. We move like Napoleon's armies. Breakneck speed, I'm able to relocate. Like thousands and thousands of men are relocated from the other side of France to the borders of Spain. Right here in this little village of Dijon, I'm keeping all the old artillery. Just in case I run into these mess of just absolute meat shields being thrown at me, I do have these super overpowered heavy howitzers that I can call upon to join in the fray. But for now, they will not. So we'll have to deal with the Spanish Navy, which becomes a problem, quite apparently. There's quite a few... This becomes a major problem, actually, because there's loads and loads of Spanish ships right here. Now I've got my fleet here, and even though my ships are bigger than theirs, it's still just a sheer amount of ships. Do I have any other navies close by? We have this one down here. Ooh, it's all fire ships. That's going to be able to neutralize their force. Anyways, what we've set up for the land war anyways is we've got 2 armies down here. We had our best generals here, but he died like 1 turn before me starting war. So we're gonna switch over to have Gascon be moving in first, and he's gonna be followed by this new general, Mr. Laurent. And then we've got Napoleon up here. Napoleon isn't a proper general, it's just a unit called Napoleon, first squadron. So this army doesn't have a proper general. I think I might have to recruit an extra general just to prop this army up. But I want Napoleon to go through the Alps, so he's going to go around here, and he's going to be able to strike then the capital here in the back. He's coming into contact with a lot of bloody forces. But he's holding a mountain pass, so that should be pretty good. We got enemy forces here, which we need to deal with first. So we have Gascon march in and fight this first battle. Or maybe I should fight the town first. Or this could be an outer assault, and then we could have actually Napoleon fight the town up there. So we'll outer assault this one. We lost 3,000 men. As long as I don't lose any units, that's fine, because it takes horrible long time to get those guys going. Ooh, 19,000 to replenish that, and 14,000 to replenish that. The question is if those enemy armies are able to move out of there, because that puts Napoleon in grave danger, but I don't think they will. Pushing forward could have the town move out to attack us, which I'm not too sure about either. I want to avoid naval conflict, because I don't feel like... Oh, God. Because I don't feel like I have time for that. I don't feel as though I have time. We're gonna bring this one there to support then. There's so much navy. Do I have any? No, we don't. Now I think I should have brought in others. We could have sorted out in the end anyways by just killing everyone. Maybe I should have to go over the naval... Well, there's no naval enemies of France up here right now. So it's all Spain. So we want to bring our main naval forces down to deal with the Spanish. I'm gonna have to probably set up some kind of recruitment in North America as well before we end turn. Oh yeah, or I sent trade or ships to all the trade nodes to be able to attack there. Boom. Ooh, we lost 3 ships apparently. But we were able to take that trade node, and then we have the Genoa ones over here. That should be an easy outer assault as well. I'm gonna take these ships on, just because I need something to station here so no one else comes in, take our hard-earned gains. So I'm gonna put them there, and then the main fleet here. The main fleet should really be sent back to be replenished. There's quite a few big ships here which are down a lot of guns, so it needs to be, you know what, it needs to be replenished, and that is more important than holding on to this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the fire ships, and we're gonna take the main fleet. Closest port is in the Americas, so we're gonna move there, but we took down enemy trade then and secured it for ourselves. Next is Ivory Coast. Our fleet here is not as impressive, but neither is the enemy's. So we were able to secure there. We can put the main trade ship to just secure that. Oh, they've got really puny naval forces here. And then we just split it to make it so that we can secure both of these. Right, so that's secure. And we're going to the next one, Madagascar. Oh, my fleet has not arrived here yet. And the enemy has got really strong naval force, so that could definitely be a counterattack. God. Is it? Yeah, it has been. No, it's never recruited? Where is it? Oh, did I not save that save? Apparently not. That causes a problem. But maybe not as much. Okay, so this force right here of Genoa could definitely be attacked. The other one, though, is way too strong. There's no way we'll be able to fight that force.
and he would win and take all of it. Might be better to we'll leave it as it is. That's not gonna go well. We're gonna have to step up ship production in India. I think I've got one area where I can produce ships. And then we've got Genoa here as well. Savoy. I've got a fleet. It's not super sizable. Oh shit. That's a lot of ships. This fleet seems to be smaller. Yes. So this one could actually be secured by battle. And we'll take that one on. Just to place it. And then we go back to protecting this one. Okay, so that becomes a problem. I thought given that I had 7 years to prepare, I thought I had put more work into this. Right, we're gonna have to build a lot of ships. Well, I'm not gonna do it right now. The thing is, I only really have one port where I can build proper ships in India, and the same in America, and we can not build the biggest ones either, which is a problem. Okay, so that is done. I'm not gonna go through and start recruiting in the Americas, but we need to push here as well. What I wanted to see is what do they have here. Ooh, okay, so there's a full stack. Doesn't look too bad here. I want to move, check what they have here. And then it's, they don't have an access to us here. There's one access to there. I for sure didn't think that the Spanish would join. Anyways, we have no more moves to make before we lay siege to Turin. So it's enter. That is on the menu. The Savoyan fleet did attack us down in the East Indies. My fleet, we deployed 11 ships. We lost 3. So we got 8 remaining, 2 of which are the actual battle fleets. While the enemy deployed 20 ships, lost 17. So 3 of theirs remaining. Now, it does say them 8 of mine, but those 8 ships are all trade ships, more or less, besides these 2. So there's not much of a navy that I've left in this region, but one hell of a fight. It took me the full hour to do that battle. I mean, we started off, it says 11 against 20. That was not the case. It was actually 6 against 20. And then the 6th ship, which was the smaller one here, actually didn't turn up until halfway through the battle. And so the problem was really that I wasn't able to keep the distance at a certain point in the battle. I wasn't able to keep the distance. They were able to surround me. And then there's also some quite hilarious misfortunes. At the end, I've got 2 ships left, and one of them is one of the larger one like the 108 gun ships, and it's next to this old-timey fleet. Their entire fleet is out of date, so this old-timey fleet is about to sink. Final shots goes in. I'm thinking, what? That guy's done. Now I have 2 ships against their 3. What happens? This flute, we hit the powder magazine, it explodes, sets my ship on tremendous amount of fire, there's no way to save it, it goes up as well, and so for the last part of the battle, there were 3 enemy ships against 1 of mine, and time ran out, so technically I didn't even win the battle. I did have 2 of my ships surrender, so I wonder why I'm just able to recover 1 of them. I guess while I wasn't watching, the other one sank. Right. With that said, let's hope to continue this end turn, and let's have at least some time left in this episode for an actual land battle. And Savoy answers me immediately by sending out their force from Turin, one of them, hopefully the only one they can move. But as you can see, the Spanish have moved in 2 full stacks to protect Turin, so even if I win this battle, which I think I will, it's Napoleon after all, coming down from the Alps, that's specifically why I moved through here. If I didn't mention that before, want to point that out once again, you know, the painting and all that. But yeah, 10,000 men roughly against 9,000 Italians. Let's see, oh, they're bringing in a lot of women. Well, that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to shoot down tons of women in this battle. As said, the fleet were outdated. Their army seems to be pretty outdated as well. Old cuirassiers with pistols brought in from the 1600s. So yeah, they're really outdated, these Italians, and they should be no match for valiant revolutionary arms. Napoleon has crossed the Alps and is on his way down towards Turin to take out the Savoyese? The Savoy. We have set up the army following in different brigades like I usually do, and so we've got different sizes. The center ones are bigger than the flank ones. So in terms of the demi-brigades, we've got 3 in the flank forces, so 3 there, 3 over here, and then 4 in the center. And for the line infantry, it's 4 for the 2 flank ones, and then 5 for the 2 center ones. The cannons are already set to get into their positions. We got the cavalry in the back, Napoleon right there. Let's go ahead and defend, shall we? So first things first is to set up the artillery, so that we can shoot down the enemy's artillery, but also get rid of the enemy's cavalry. One problem with the revolutionary troops, and it's going to be difficult in the terms, or it's going to be one of the problems here with limiting myself to only using the revolutionary troops, is the fact that the revolutionary troops can't form square. They can't form square. Now, square in Empire isn't as good as it is in Napoleon, but it's still a tool to be used against cavalry. First off, we're going to be quite cautious, as this is the first battle we take this army against an enemy force. And the thing is, the enemy's got a lot of those melee units, like they had those tons of those women, and then they also had a lot of elite troops in their army. So that is something that we're gonna have to look out for. I'm sure the enemy is gonna try and seek melee fight with us, which is gonna be difficult. There's also another problem which I already thought about, which is the fact that I don't have a proper general. I have Napoleon, which is... oh, we only lost 2 guns. Their artillery is really accurate. We won't probably... well, it took out the entire carriage and everything, so that's okay in a sense. They're pretty darn accurate. I imagine they have similar accuracy to what we do. Why isn't these guys firing? Now they are. Blast the enemy's artillery, and in them at the same time hit their cavalry. Great. So we got 1 battery there, 1 battery over there, and then I think I saw, yeah, this dismounted, or they have Venetian artillery that has left their cannons back here for some reason. God knows why. It could be one of those walk artillery pieces, which is doesn't really work, it seems. That seems to be breaking the AI constantly. It's kind of difficult to place the troops here with all the impossible terrain up in the hills. It is gonna make it so it's gonna be very hard for the enemy to pass, to get through these passes, and we're gonna have to do... There was a point here where I could deploy it. I guess there will be fine. Where we'll have to do layered defense, and then also try as much as possible to save ammo. Let's see if we can speed these guys up. So brigades get in position. Also, the way I've moved these is down the hill. That's not going to be very useful. I think it's better than they'll form a second line behind. And then we do have cavalry that's ready to come in close by. Napoleon can come a little bit closer, even though I don't think it will do that much. Okay, enemy troops. It's women that's coming forward. And cuirassiers with pistols. Okay, we're firing here. Probably should hold fire and actually wait for them to get a bit closer. We only managed to shoot a single one of them. We should stand closer to the edge to actually get proper shots off on them. There we go. Once they're defeated though, we should be moving forward to claim more ground there. The enemy artillery hasn't been silenced yet, but so many of their cavalry units are moving forward. And I'm more interested in breaking those guys down now before we deal with anything else. I'm gonna hold fire for a lot of units to see if we can't kind of lure the enemy closer. Right. Move the troops forward, get better positions. Why don't you want to move? Now this puts them in front of the cannon in case I want to start firing this way. But I think we'll be fine for now. Artillery is doing fine. Okay, we need to keep an eye on what's going on here. Now I've got a lot of extra troops which don't seem to be drawing any attention from the enemy. So those could be redirected into flanks. And also I think we could actually gain a little bit of ground there. There is a kind of a bulge there that I kind of want to be standing on top of. So we could produce fire. The enemy cavalry was firing from down there. So now we've got better position where most of the infantry got line of sight. I think this unit can actually move. I wanted to have them move closer, but that doesn't seem to be like that's gonna happen. And you know what? We better get starting now. Start shooting. And then, since there's impossible terrain here, these two demi brigades can be moved to hold that, with one behind as reserve. And then these are not actually needed as much there. They could be quickly moved over there to plug the gap if the enemy tries to go through there. It's cavalry, should be easy enough to do some damage there. Okay, we got lots of cavalry and then women as well moving around. Coming around the flank here. We're gonna see you back. Okay. We're having some trouble drawing a proper line because they're impossible terrain everywhere. And then we need to set these guys to fire at will as the enemy is now closing in from the flank. And everyone should be running to their positions. Looks like the enemy could be ready to attack. They're coming closer. We're holding these guys off. You should be firing at will. If they tried to do a similar flank here, you, instead of being reserved, you could actually fire from there. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. How did you guys get through there? That was an unexpected turn of events. They're attacking our cavalry, or cannons. I'm gonna move troops over there. The cavalry is situating... You know what? These are... The revolutionary cavalry is dragoons. Well, they have the possibility to fire. So... units normally don't really want to have these guys shoot, because they usually end up shooting each other, but when they're situated like that, I think it will be fine. Let's organize artillery to pull them back, and then we don't want to do like a full-on charge. Here we want to just move in to stop them, because otherwise, if we do a full-on charge, it will... Wait, I'm missing a... I'm missing some cannon crew. Did they manage to kill off an entire cannon crew? Because I can only find 2 here. The third one's kind of stuck in there. Okay, why aren't you firing? Like they're right in front of you. Okay, so the Republican infantry and the demi brigades here are coming under pretty heavy attack by the enemy. I need the cavalry to swing around to stop the enemy over there. They keep going after my artillery. Oh, are they coming through here as well? That's a gap we need to plug. Let's send up troops to plug these gaps. Okay, we're holding on. These guys are firing, but I think it might be better to send them in now and try and get rid of them. So the lines are holding here for now, seems fine. Can I get canister firing down through there? Are you two? Oh, you're not set to fire at will. These guys are holding. These lines are holding, but I'm not too sure about these, because the demi brigades are not supposed to be firing, or not to be melee fighting like that. Here, though, the enemy is kind of shooting their own unit. And I'm a little bit displeased with the Republican troops not really firing the way I want them to. I've ordered you to fire on the household cavalry. It's a perfect target for you to fire at. And instead you move straight into it when I ordered you to fire at them. You should be able to fire at least and kind of throw them off. I'm gonna just throw cavalry away there. We are setting up some troops here, and we're getting troops to set up here. The women getting overwhelmed, so that's good, but there's a drummer squadron coming in. Not really fitting music for what's currently taking place. One of our units completely broken up by these cavalry attacks. We have another unit of women. I have no troops to plug. Yeah, I do have troops here to plug the gaps if necessary. Heavy fighting here, grenadiers, guard units coming in closer. Oh, they broke their unit. They broke their unit. Actually, running down hill like that to wherever. We're just gonna bank on the fact that the cavalry here should be able to pull through and get the enemy. Now let's take a look here. Okay, so the cavalry was sent away. Now we've got mercenary grenadiers joining the fight. I want to pull these 2 units back. We want to be shooting at the enemy. We managed to attack these guys, but a cavalry attack wasn't enough really to send that unit off. So I want to pull them back. Force the unit back, and the drummers should hopefully be forced back. So 1 unit. Still stupid cavalry holding on. And one of my units, not very happy, even though it's like handful of enemies there we're dealing with. We're holding them back here, but it's a bloody guard unit, so that's not going to be great in the long run. And why aren't you firing? And I'm not entirely sure the canister here is doing much. The angle where the enemy troops are means that nothing really happens there. We're holding on though. We're holding the line, even with the difficulties. Okay, now we broke here. This unit broke. Household guard cavalry. That is going to break. I'm gonna send in 2 units just to make sure that we plug that gap. There's no need elsewhere, so these 2 can take position where the 1 demi brigade was. There's pulling back, set up and fire, and then the cavalry can go in and make a second attack. Let's see about setting up on the cannons again, just in case. Oh, what are you doing? Why are you marching down? Get up here. Here is where the real problem is. Like, we have 13 enemy cavalry and it keeps holding on. And there's just so many enemy troops here. Pull back a little bit and then fire on these guys instead. And then if I can pull some units back, and then you can actually punch through, start shooting these guys in the back, and you start shooting up the women here in the flank. There's 9 holding back 3 units of cavalry, which otherwise could have been released and got at these guys right in the back. Oh, now the enemy is in with the canister range. The troops that I've got here needs to be facing that way now instead. The enemy gets closer, which that's why I held fire, because I wanted them to get closer. Don't just bunch up. I hate that when they melee charge and we bunch up. We need to be firing into the enemy. There's literally 3 of them, and they're holding. Okay, so that was made new front line. 171. They don't seem to be doing much damage there. Oh, they broke through. They broke through, and we got assaulted by 22 women that apparently managed to hold up the entire unit. Okay, we got some units rallying. There's 6 of them holding us back here. Why? The enemy simply refuse to break. Like oh God, I've my units, sure, they will have more problems with the battle morale. But the enemy, no, they will fight to the very end, and so obviously they go ahead and charge in with melee. So we've got, what is these troops? Oh shit! What is going on here? Mass rout suddenly. It's proving to be a little bit more difficult than expected, just using revolutionary infantry. Because the revolutionary infantry is kind of shit. And now they kind of split our force. The troops here are kind of lost. We still hold on here somewhat. Shooting them in the back. Also, I don't think I've ever had this much problem with my troops not actually picking the right targets. Strike them. Okay, so I still have the area down there, which is kind of where we should be retreating with the rest of our forces. Did I send in the cavalry here? We should get the infantry out first. To get that back. Oh, we did manage to break them there. Cavalry not as much. Oh shit, foot guards. They're coming in to squeeze the troops that I have here. We need to pull back. Includes the artillery as well. As much as I didn't want to use it, I think we're gonna have to give these armies howitzers to really make them have a chance against the enemy forces. I thought I'd ordered you to attack there, but clearly not. Try and organize troops. Retreating from all over the place. Did we? Yeah, we did manage to get a lot of these troops out of there. And now they need to come back here. We need to give them howitzers. We need to give these forces howitzers. Because without howitzers, we won't be able to put up a proper fight. Because the morale difference is just too large. And also, I don't get how... Oh, now they're... Oh, the guards have changed direction. Is actually shooting at the cavalry. Oh, great. Oh shit, now they're coming straight at us. What am I... Oh, shrapnel shot. We should be firing canister. Right, cavalry. Like, all the troops need to be pulling back and reorganizing defense around this part right here, which is actually holding on. Cavalry, I thought they... Oh, their batteries are dead. I thought they might still have some batteries functioning. I think we have a pretty good chance at least of winning this area right here. Where the enemy is getting broken down. Although it's a little bit difficult, of course, because we literally have to shoot them down until the last man. which is quite difficult of a task, as you can imagine. Great. I'm sure we've shot more of our own at this point than we have of the enemy, almost. It doesn't even allow me to see where they're placing the troops. Right, we are kinda sending this one away. That's good. The cavalry plus the infantry here was enough to push them away. Oh, now all of these are out of ammo. Or a lot of them are out of ammo. We still have this gun. This unit up here could still be firing at these guys. Let's see, can the cavalry come in and do some damage over here? And now the snow has turned to rain. Let's swing around, shoot them from all sides. I still have plenty of troops that is coming in here. Like cavalry, attack these then. They're kind of spread out there. They do have a battery over there that I should send some cavalry unit out to get. Right, surrounded from all sides. We're gonna send the infantry units forward. You can see about forcing these enemy units back. Did these batteries lose completely all their troops? Organize the troops right there. I sent all 3 cavalry units, I thought, against militia. But clearly we have trouble dealing with them. Foot guards, 64 of them, should be enough. I'm also thinking there is heavy cavalry, cuirassiers. They don't have like the tricolor color, but they are like sort of a plain-ish color. And I think that could work as well to kind of keep in the revolutionary theme. The guards are putting up such a fight here. These should be forced away, I think. And a lot of my troops are rallying. And then we do a charge with the cavalry. We managed to get something up here. The foot guards ran, but the militia actually followed. But they're losing troops quickly now, so that seems to be going well. Just upset the foot guards a little bit. Tell the units to hold fire, and then have the cavalry pull back. Let's see about getting a bigger firing line going. With the troops that are out of shot, can head to the back. And the cavalry can move away, and this unit should move away, and the cannon crew should move away as well. Making sure the units that are supposed to should be firing, and the others should not. Okay, the cavalry needs to deal with these foot guards and these ones. We kind of rode through our own... Oof, I lost a lot of men there riding through my own unit, and we're gonna lose even more among here. But I just need to get rid of those foot guards. We're gonna have to take losses like that. Okay, we've got foot guard unit coming in. Probably should have organized a defense sooner here. Demi brigade is out of shot actually, so the second one will take its place. Hold fire and then set up. Cavalry is dealing with guards. It's not a great position. I mean, we don't have the cannons here yet, back here. But still want to hold some high ground. The enemy's coming in there. Pull these troops back. That cavalry unit needs to be shot. Okay, the cavalry is fighting down these two units. Rallying some troops. I think we can produce enough fire here to hold the enemy off. There's a foot guard unit running straight at us though. Is he gonna stop to fire, or is he just gonna continue straight on? We'll counter charge just to hold them away from the main front line. And also actually get some melee bonus going here against him. And now the cavalry was done, they can come in and attack them through the back. You can charge, you can pull back slightly at an angle like that. Some crazed Italian units coming in. Foot guards. Cavalry is really tired here. This unit should possibly be able to... If I set it up, I can shoot down at them. The battle has now gone on for half an hour. My countercharge worked, but at a high price for the unit who did it. The 141st. Actually, fuck the guards. We're gonna run down, attack these guys, and we're gonna drag the cavalry into the fire of the troops down here, even if I lose a lot of my own troops. And then we're gonna pull the cavalry to the side. Finally, the enemy general was killed. Maybe that will see them run. Okay, the cavalry kind of rode into that trap. And they continue by riding straight into it. And they never even made it to the lines. And these guys are just walking straight past the main lines. I'm not sure why we're not shooting at them. What's that? Garrison guards. There's guards everywhere. That seems like the only thing the enemy has is a bunch of guards. Okay, so this I mean, this does not bode well for the revolution if this is how we fight. We did win, but I don't think I've ever had in any of the previous battles casualties like these. For the last bit, we're gonna have Napoleon charge these guards, which is really the main last unit of the enemy coming up the hill here. We probably, I mean, the standard army was about 10,000 men. How many of those men did we manage to lose in this? good charge. Coming downhill. Doing lots of damage on these foot guards. But also taking on lots of casualties. We're gonna move forward with the infantry to shoot them down. Charge them over there. We're still holding on. We're still holding on quite a bit of troops here and there. Oh, the cavalry is having... There's 7 of them! 7! The revolutionary troops... So... shit. Napoleon can go after the cannon. Yeah. We have won the battle, but it was an extremely costly battle. Probably the most costly battle I ever had. Unless I have a really short memory. But this surely was a bloody battle. It was a victory, but it was an extremely costly victory. We fought each other absolutely bloody. Out of 9,000 enemies, 8,700 died, leaving about 500 of them left. Compared to my 10,000, which were deployed, 6,807 were killed through the battle, where 3,400 is remaining. Compared to the enemies, what the enemy killed, compared to what I lost, we killed a little over 1,200 roughly of our own men. In terms of the highest kills, it goes to one Republican unit, which has 25 men left. It managed to get almost 500 kills. Artillery didn't do too well, and that is why we're gonna have to bring in the howitzers. But here we have that. The Savoy immediately goes to peace negotiation. They will become my protectorate in exchange for peace, and they want a sum of, let's see, what do they actually want? So that would be 1,000, that would be 10,000, that would be 100,000. 4.4 million. They want all my money to become a protectorate. Everything that we've stored up. I was this close as actually thinking about doing this, but not now. Not now. I crushed your army. Your fleet, your trade fleet is null and void. You're destitute. Your power is moderate against the revolutionary forces of France. Now you do have the Spanish holding on, but to demand all this is insane. I will agree to these terms, but those are rejected. Then, Savoy, the war continues. The Genoans block our port, Marseille. We got troops recruited in America. A fleet has arrived, which was the one that needed to be repaired. We've built a lot of stuff. Nothing important. Fleet destroy. That was one of our trade. Ah, vaccination. That could be useful. They don't actually come after Napoleon's army, which I'm happy with. But, wait. 78 it costs to replenish Napoleon's army. 78,000 men. And also, the Napoleon was the post of general, and just a revolutionary horseman took over the spot instead. Holy crap. Right, we do have... Okay, so that is probably gonna have a similar thing when we go against the Spanish. So we need to distribute the heavy guns now. The howitzers need to be deployed if we're gonna equalize the chances here. Otherwise, we'll get screwed over so hard everywhere on every battlefront. But here we have it, the first episode. Obviously, it dragged out way longer than I thought, so it's probably an hour at this point. We're not going to linger on it, and we're going to come back fresh for the next one, ready to actually seize Turin and the Savoy territory. With that said, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.